And then when I was 19 and I had like 10,000 subscribers, maybe it was like 18. And that's when I started meeting a few other YouTubers online. And I realized like, I'm not a freak. I'm just like obsessed with YouTube, and that's okay. You know, you just got to find other people that are like that. Most people want to talk about South Park when you're younger, or when I was younger, or cartoons or whatever. And I back then was figuring out how to drop ship or how to better edit a video or stuff like that. Like, bring that up at a high school lunch table. I'm sure you guys have heard the story, but for people that don't know, I was offered $5,000 for a video. But this was when I was like 19, and it was so much money. It's like, Mom, look, and I was like, double it, and I'll walk outside and I'll give it to a homeless person. And they're like, no, you won't. And I was like, double it. And I like pacing around my neighborhood for 3 hours convincing this guy, like on the phone, just double the money. I promise the video will go viral and I'll give it to a homeless person. I was like, $10,000 just looks better in a title. It'll get more views. I promise your app will do better. And I ended up getting $10,000 and then gave it away. You know, as I started making the videos bigger and bigger and hiring people, and I got warehouses and studios, like you get so anchored down, like, what, you're just gonna relocate all your employees to LA and buy a studio space there that costs 10 times more? Why? You know what I mean? Like, what are the negatives of being in a small town? I would argue with the internet and things like Zoom, where you can talk to everyone, and we're so interconnected, like there really is no need to pay 12% more tax because of, what is it, state tax in California, and then on top of that pay like 3 to 5 times more for rent and all this other stuff. It's almost silly to be there for people in our position.
So not only are we here in your, brand new studio, but we're here in your hometown. Yeah. And I think that's been one of the most interesting things to experience, is spending a day with you here, even spending time with your mom. Even some of the places.
Out of context. That's a fun sentence.
But even spending time here in your hometown, like we've met people who grew up with you. Yeah. Which is really interesting. Like everyone asks us, like, I think people know that we're from out of town. So they're like, hey, what are you guys doing here? Yeah. And we're like, oh, we're filming, some content. They're like, oh, Mr.beast? And we're like, yeah. They're like, oh, I played baseball with him. Really? And it's really interesting to meet people and recognize like you are still in your hometown. Exactly. And a lot of people who are from small towns in the US, they think like, I got to get out of this town to find success. So why did you stay in this town, and how do you think you found success staying here?
After we put out our breakdown video about our time with Mr. Beast, a lot of people in the comments were asking for the full interview.
This is the longest episode on our channel, but for us, experiencing 72 hours with Jimmy was so educational, and we pulled so much value from just being with him. I feel like spending the time to watch this full interview can really teach you a lot about Mr. Beast and just a lot about the career of being a creator. This episode of the Colin and Smear Show is brought to you by Jelly Smack. If you want to check them out, the link is in the description, but more on them later in this episode.